Hey, welcome to your Astro Forecast for the week of July 8th, 2024. I am Sarah Nicole. This is Twisted Goddess Tarot, and my mission is to help you navigate the cosmic energies with greater awareness. If you're watching right now, you are probably watching the replay. If that's the case, leave a comment so that I can come back and say hi to you. If you're new here, we do this every Monday where I chat about what is happening in the skies to bring light to how the week's astrology may affect you. Now, of course, this is going to be on a collective level. How these astrological events affect you personally is going to depend on how it's interacting with your personal birth chart, of course. Before we get started, I do want to make one little announcement. The other side of my business, Twisted Goddess Crystals, did have a website restock on Friday, and there's still so many beautiful crystals and handmade by me crystal jewelry ready for you to choose from. The necklace that I'm wearing right here, which I named the Warrior Goddess Adornment, this is the amplified power version of it, is one of the beautiful handmade jewelry pieces that are available. So after that little plug, let's dive into the Astro Forecast, which I do put a lot of time and energy into every week, and this is something that I offer to you every week for absolutely no charge, just to help us navigate these cosmic energies. So on Tuesday, July 9th, we have the planet Jupiter creating a sextile aspect to the North Node at 10 degrees Gemini. So, it's 10 degrees Gemini is where Jupiter is, and then 10 degrees Aries is where the North Node is. So it's going to be creating that sextile. Of course, Tuesday, July 9th is the date that it is exact, but you're going to be feeling it for days leading up to, and also days following, probably even weeks actually, because the North Node and Jupiter are both kind of slow moving energy. So you could have already been feeling this energy. Jupiter is the planet of luck and abundance. It is also considered to be an amplifier. It amplifies whatever it's touching. It makes it larger because it is such a large planet, and it is called the Great Benefic, meaning that it brings us karmic blessings. So the North Node represents your soul's path, pointing you towards the lessons that are needed to be learned in this lifetime and the attributes that are needed to be developed in this lifetime. So a sextile aspect is a harmonious aspect that it provides an opportunity for the planets to work together, and it opens doors. So here we have Jupiter, luck, abundance, blessings, our karmic blessings, creating this harmonious aspect, creating this opportunity with the North Node, with our life's purpose, our life's path, our journey, right? So be on the lookout on this day, around this day, for doors to open that will help you move towards your soul's journey. And also be on the lookout if I don't feel like doors are going to open for everyone. Some it's just going to be insights, right? Providing insights into what your purpose is. So that is a beautiful energy that we've been working with and are going to continue working with. But on Tuesday, July 9th, that energy is going to peak and be at its strongest energy. Also on Tuesday, July 9th, we do have Goddess Asteroid Pallas stationing direct at 19 degrees Scorpio. So she has been retrograde since March 29th at 8 degrees Sagittarius is when she stationed retrograde, and she re-entered Scorpio during her retrograde movement on May 16th. So the goddess asteroids are not something that is always talked about when we look at astrology. When you pull up your birth chart on most websites or apps, the goddess asteroids, where they're at in your birth chart, is not on the default list of planets that is going to come up. It's something you'll have to probably go in and manually add. But it is something that I like to talk about, because when we look at the planets, right, the main planets that come up in the default when you do your birth chart, most of them are attributed to the yang or the more masculine energy. The only real feminine attributed planets or luminaries would be Venus and the moon. And so I like to pull in the goddess asteroids into these astro forecasts to kind of balance that energy out a little bit. So today we're going to be speaking to the goddess asteroid Pallas Athena. And of course, Athena is the Greek goddess of wisdom. And you can see her here. She's got her headpiece even looks like it's creating a third eye on her forehead. She's got the owl there, which is absolutely a symbol for wisdom. So Athena is the Greek goddess of wisdom. She represents our intellect, our intellectual and our creative strategy. So where she is in your birth chart can really show you your approach to life, your strategy, your strategic game plan. Athena is also a warrior goddess, ready to fight for what she believes in with her cunning strategy and with her deep wisdom. But this is not a pure, fiery Mars warrior energy, right? This is not, I've got my sword ready to fight warrior energy like Mars is. This is a more of a complex warrior energy. This is the strategy, right, of the war, okay? So in astrology, where she is can also really guide you toward the direction to utilize your creative thinking and your problem solving abilities, which is your healing abilities, right? I know we like to talk about, and I like to talk about all the woo-woo, right? When we're talking about healing, we like to talk about the crystals and the breath work and the, you know, all of that. But there's, you know, there's deeper, there is some, how do I want to say this? I was just talking to someone recently about how the material world and the spiritual world are not separate, that it is all one, and we have to stop looking at them as separate. And a lot of the things that the spiritual world helps us with in the physical world actually has some scientific backing behind it, right? It's just science is finally catching up. So when we talk about problem solving abilities and this strategic game plan and this creative intellectual strategy that we're talking about with the goddess asteroid Pallas, we're really talking about healing abilities, because really at the root of it, when we take away, when we strip away any of the woo-woo, I like the woo-woo, but I also like the logical too. When we strip away a lot of the woo-woo, that's what healing really is. It is when we look at it, it's our ability to take an issue, to analyze it, and then to creatively apply our wisdom and our problem solving abilities to get to the root of an issue and fix it. Even when we're speaking holistic healing, that's what we do, right? We take it, we analyze it. What is the root of the issue, right? Is it an emotional issue? Is this a pattern? Is this a karmic cycle? And we heal it, we address it, we creatively, strategically address it depending on what that root is. So this warrior energy, yes, it is warrior energy, but it is also healing energy. So very connected to that as well. So while Pallas Athena was retrograde, which remember she had been retrograde since March 29th, you were being asked to really slow down and to review your current strategy, to review your game plan. So while she was retrograding through Sagittarius, which she was doing that from March 29th until I believe May 16th, while she was retrograding through Sagittarius, Sagittarius is all about the bird's eye view, the broad spectrum, expanded horizons, freedom to explore, okay? So while she was moving through Sagittarius, you were really being asked to review your optimism. Were you getting in your own way, your own way through not believing in the blessings, right? And also looking to review your ability to explore new terrains and to seek new understanding, right? So a lot of times when we have a strategy or a way that we move through life, that's really all a strategy is, right? A way we move through life. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Deb. I'm good. How are you? That's really all it is, a way that we move through life. So when you're using a strategy that needs to be redirected or needs to be adjusted, did you resist? So while Pallas Athena was moving, retrograding through Sagittarius, it was saying when you needed to update the way you move through life, your strategy. Did you resist, right? Did you resist and think, no, this is the way we do things. This is the way we've always done things. This is the way they need to be done. Hi, Taurus moon. This is the way they've always been done, right? Did we do that? And so it was really asking for a bit of flow, asking for a bit of adaptability, asking for a bit of freedom to explore. And then when Pallas moved back into Scorpio on May 16th, while it was retrograding, you were being asked to review if you were following your intuition and how deep you were looking into situations, because Scorpio is all about the depths, what is hiding below the surface. And you were being asked to remember that sometimes looking too deeply at something is just as troublesome as staying in the shallow end, right? It's all about balance in everything we do in life. So really take a moment now that this week Pallas Athena is going to be stationing direct, telling us we can move forward with our strategy, we can move forward with the way we go about life, right? We can move forward with implementing our strategy. We can move forward with our healing abilities, which is analyzing, getting down to the root of something and fixing it. So now take a moment, reflect on how you reviewed that over the last 3 months, and maybe how that review is going to lead you to make adjustments to your strategy as you move forward. Okay. So Chelsea said, blow your mind how aligning dates are with what I've been going through since March 2nd. Yeah. I hope I never cease to be amazed with how astrology connects and shows up, right? Like, I'm an astrologer, and still some days I'll see stuff and I'm like, wow, I can't believe that, right? I hope I never cease to be amazed by it, the magic of it all. So also this week on Thursday, July 11th, we have Venus moving into Leo until August 4th. So Venus rules over the heart space. It's the planet of love and beauty. She rules over relationships, creativity, and also over money and the way we spend money. Most people don't realize that. Venus rules your relationship with money as well. Venus very much influences what we're attracted to, as well as how we give and receive love. So when Venus moves into Leo, the lion, it very much activates your lion heart energy. So lion's heart, right? We've heard that phrase before. It's a big heart. That's what it is. This big open warrior heart. When we think about lion's heart, it's not big because we've never been hurt. It's big because we've been hurt and we still have the courage to keep it open, right? That is that lion's heart. Think of the strength card in the tarot and how we have the lion there, and it's that it's not because we have this lion energy, not because we haven't gone through troubles, but because we have gone through troubles, and that has developed that strength. So Venus in Leo is all about finding joy and pleasure in your day-to-day life and following your passions to get you closer to your purpose. And newsflash, we have talked about this before. We will talk about it again. Joy is your purpose. I say that as much as I can whenever I can, because we tend to overcomplicate the whole what is my life purpose, what am I here for question. And what I've found through doing so many different tarot readings and astrology readings for so many different people is that we all share the same purpose, and that purpose is simply joy. We're going to all don't get me wrong, we're all going to play out that role in a different way. So it's not going to look the same for each person, but at its root, it is the same. Okay. So it's to seek joy, to find joy, to share joy, to spread joy, to be joy, to live in joy, right? And this Venus in Leo transit is really inviting us to pursue our passions. What lights us up? What ignites that inner fire? What activates that lion's heart energy? And to pursue our passions as a route to get us closer to our purpose, which is ultimately joy, which I love because Leo is associated with the 5th house in astrology, and the 5th house rules over pleasure, joy, fun, right? Like all of those things. So I love that it's connecting in that way. So this transit is really allowing you, allowing us the opportunity to tune into our heart space and to use your heart as a guiding light. And so we'll have Venus in Leo from July 11th to August 4th. And then last but not least, this week we do have on Saturday, July 13th, we have the first quarter moon at 22 degrees Libra. I talk about this, you know, I pretty much say the same thing every month, that the first quarter moon occurs when the sun creates a challenging square aspect to the waxing moon while the energy of the moon is building. Okay, so the square aspect pushes us to action. It creates kind of a tension energy where it's like, I know there's something that I need to do. So the first quarter moon is all about it's all about facing your fears. It's all about focus. It's all about momentum. It's all about taking aligned action towards the intentions that you've set at the new moon. It is here to remind you that if you don't take the aligned actions, if you don't do what is within your circle of control, the universe is not going to do what is outside of your circle of control. And then the intention you set at the new moon is probably not going to come to fruition at that full moon. Okay, so the first quarter moon really acts as a reminder, right? It acts as a reminder. It's here to remind us that the aligned action is needed to allow our intention to come to completion. Also, I always remind of this as well. I know we talk a lot about charging crystals under the full moon. We talk a lot about making full moon water, but you can charge crystals and water and other spiritual tools under any moon phase. Each moon phase has a different energy though. So that's why we charge our crystals under the full moon, because it gives the crystals the energy of power and success and fullness, right? That's why we cleanse our crystals under the new moon, because it's a fresh start. It clears away past energy. Well, any crystals, water, or other spiritual tools that you charge under the first quarter moon will hold the energy of growth and taking action. So I always say I would charge like my carnelian under the first quarter moon to really, when I need that boost, when I need that oomph, right? If you are feeling low energy, make some moon water under a first quarter moon. It's going to hold the energy of growth and taking action. And then make your coffee with that moon water on days that you're feeling extra sluggish, or your tea with that moon water on days when you're feeling extra sluggish. Or if you're like me and you're only allowed to drink water and nothing flavored at all, just drink your first moon water the way it is when you need that extra oomph to take action and to be motivated and to have some energy. Okay, so that is this week's Astro Forecast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. If you missed the beginning, this is going to be available for the replay, just like it is every week, so that you can come back, watch the beginning, or so that you can come back all week long to remind yourself what is happening in the cosmic dance this week. And don't forget, we had a restock. Twisted Goddess Crystals had a restock on Friday. There's still so many beautiful crystals and handmade by me crystal jewelry for you to choose from. So see you next week.